All right, we are back today with another flight. Um, we're going to take a quick look around New York City right now. So what we're doing is we're just going to do a short flight. Um, we're going to take off from the JFK airport and we're going to head northeast about 15-20 nautical miles and land in Newark Airport. On the way, hopefully, we're going to be able to take a quick city tour around New York City. Um, I heard this is supposed to be very, very tough for any GPU to render, but really looking forward
Kennedy
to it.
Tower Icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra at runway 22 right, ready for takeoff west departure.
Okay, so it's the time that I set for
Icon
this is
Alpha
about
Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra
7 in
cleared
the
for
morning,
takeoff runway 22
so you
right,
get some
west
morning
departure
light.
approved.
All right, let's head off.
Cleared for takeoff runway 22 right, Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Never flown this plane before. Oh, this looks very very modern, very modern. Yeah, I don't know why GPU is really struggling right now. Okay, let's disengage the parking brakes and let's take off. Speed is getting up there. And lift. Okay. Sit up a little bit higher. Tracking landing gears. Do we have flaps on this plane? I have no idea. I still really don't know how to read those
Icon X-Ray
clusters
Golf
in there.
Sierra, continue for west departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
I guess we do have flaps here. F5. Flaps retracted. Let's take a look at our map. Where are we heading? We are heading the right direction. Okay, good. Okay, let's take an exterior view. I don't know what this is about. Set the alt meter.
Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra, did you copy?
Alrighty. I'm getting really bad frame rates right now. JFK Airport. This plane looks so cool.
Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I feel like I already see New York City. Incorrect alt meter settings. Huh. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Is it really that close? JFK? Yeah, I don't know why. Like, it always lags pretty hard near
Icon
airports.
X-Ray Golf Sierra, did you hear my last transmission?
So I have a feeling that once we get closer to the city there, it's really going to start struggling. So, yeah, I don't know what this whole thing's about. Press B. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra, did you hear my last transmission?
Look at this guy. cool. A little glitch there. Okay. So it looks like that's Manhattan over there. We can maybe start off just taking a quick look at the Statue of Liberty down there. If I remember correctly, it's to the south. Look at this. That's incredible. So I've had a little bit of time to play around with this. Checked out Toronto. And based on what I see in Toronto, they are actually rendering real buildings. They don't get everything right, but for the most part, they at least, at the very minimum, get the shape of the building right. And that in itself is just an incredible feat, because look at all these buildings. Like, the shape of the building, at least from like a top-down level, they get that right. They might render some of the other stuff in terms of like the height of the building, the textures of the building wrong, and AI needs to sort of guess in terms of, where some of the windows and stuff are. But at least in terms of like the color, like I've flown to our old house that has red roofs, 5 houses of red roofs, me and my family, and from a satellite image, it sticks out like a sore thumb. You fly there with this game, same thing. So it's capturing that, which is just incredible, because I mean, look at the thousands of buildings that it's doing this for. That's just insane. Okay, I'm gonna lower my speed a little bit because it feels like I'm gonna start stressing my plane too much. I'm guessing there's a few different types of sim players. Those who look for realism, and those who just want to really take in the sights. I am definitely of the latter. I'm just looking at this from the one perspective. I mean, it's just like art to me. And then there's just the fact that it's such a technical marvel to be able to get all these buildings in here, and have that mixture of, live satellite images, data, being live streamed into the game, and AI doing guesswork to render these. That's just incredible. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna, look at all these buildings. Like, once you get to Manhattan, it's really gonna start struggling, I feel like. Governor's Island, okay. I've actually only been to New York twice, so I don't really know where I'm going. I think it's only the few major sort of landmarks that I'm aware of. But if I remember correctly, I believe that's the Statue of Liberty. So we're just going to fly over here, take a quick look at that, head up, Manhattan, Wall Street, maybe take a peek around Central Park, and then just land in Newark, if my computer doesn't blow up. Yeah, okay, let's pick up some speed. No, no, too much speed, too much speed. So to make it a little bit easier for my PC, I've turned off live weather and live traffic, which basically just means that, well, it's not doing live weather, which means that I get to pick the time. It's nighttime here, as you can see outside right now. So, you know, it's nighttime in New York. It's not going to be great for me to get any sightseeing at night, so I decided to turn that off. Makes it a little bit easier, a little bit better to sightsee. And also, I think turning off live traffic, which just means that other people who have turned on live traffic, if I had that on, I'd be able to see them fly around real time as well, which in itself is also pretty incredible. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Let's cut my engine speed a little. Really starting to struggle here. Let's get down a little bit lower. Kind of cool if you can actually see tourists. This game apparently renders in like animals, so I mean, if it's doing animals, it's actually pretty small. Like this is smaller than I remember it to be. Okay, so yeah, once again, it's really starting to struggle now, and I feel like it's only going to get worse once I get to Manhattan. But my gosh, this is just amazing. Okay, I see the airport, so I know where I'm going after. I feel like I found a good speed here, about 75. Yeah, airspeed at 75 is pretty good. It's gonna really let us take in some of the sights. Brooklyn Bridge. When you fly too low, this is where some of the graphics start, you know, really breaking down. I'm currently at about 1,500 feet high. This is probably a good height, you know. Close enough for you to get some details on some of the buildings, but you know, not so close that it's gonna ruin the experience. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's get a better sense of the scale of the city. Wow. Where's the Empire State? Where's the Empire State Building? As I said, I've only been to the city twice, so I don't really know my way around, but my gosh. Okay, yeah, really starting to struggle now. Okay, let's get out of the city center. Okay. Let's oh, well, Empire State Building. Look, it's all the way up there. Why did I always feel like it was? Why did I always feel like it was back there? Like where Wall Street is. That's where Wall Street is, right? Interesting. Anyway, okay, well, I guess that's where we're headed. And I guess a little bit past that would be the Central Park. frame rate's really struggling here. That's amazing. Look at these clouds. Come on, like a few years ago, who would have ever pictured a computer to be able to render something like this? The thing is, if you actually have the right plane, you can fly up there. You can fly up there and it'll interact with the plane like real clouds. That's amazing. Okay, there we go. Empire State Building. And then we got Central Park. Oh my gosh, look at these buildings. Like, once again, what's really blown my mind is just the fact, in terms of knowing that it's actually rendering these buildings like how they should look. It's one thing to just use AI to have like 100 different models and then just sort of repopulate them and just sort of like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. To be able to do that for this scale is still pretty amazing. But what really blows my mind is that no, it's not even doing that. Like, it's actually using AI to determine what these buildings look like based off of satellite images, Bing Maps, I believe, and then rendering it, not exactly, but like 80-90% in terms of how they actually look like in reality. And doing it for everything as large as something like the Empire State Building, as iconic as, you know, the Empire State Building or Statue of Liberty, but also, based on what I've seen, at least in the buildings in Toronto, for something as small as a regular nobody's house. I went to one of my old houses, and it's the exact same shape. It's so weird. Just going back here brings back memories of a trip that I took with a bunch of my cousins back, must be like a decade ago now, like 10 years ago now. Yeah, we had so much fun. I want to say that we actually took like a bike ride around Central Park and was just amazed at how big Central Park actually is. Incredible. Just incredible. Okay, so let's try to land now. So if I remember correctly, Newark Airport should be somewhere here. Saw some of the lights earlier. Let's pull up our map. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright. So I guess this is where we're headed. KEWR. I wish they would actually just put the name, at least when I hover over it. I don't travel enough to remember all of these airport codes. Okay, so it looks like it's the red flashing dot right in front of me. Alright, we'll head there. Now about this plane too, right? It's a pretty sick plane. Incorrect heading indicator. What does that mean? No idea. I don't need it, so I'm guessing I'm just going to ignore it for now. How about that for a screenshot, huh? Yeah, just thinking about this game, it also just brings back a lot of travel memories. Okay, let's press D. Let's figure out what this is. I don't know what that is. But given the way things are right now, it's probably going to be a very long time before we head back to here in real life. So thank you, Microsoft, because now we don't have to. I'm really deciding right now, figuring out whether I should land while I'm in the cockpit or have like an external view like this. Doing it inside, as you can see like this, much harder, more realistic. So if you get it, probably a lot more rewarding, but I don't know. For someone with such little experience with flying, I might end up just crashing. You know what? I should really figure out how to just turn those off, because I mean, it does help you sort of figure out some of the landmarks, but it also takes you out of the experience, to be honest. And I wish they would, you know, make the planes, the interiors a little bit more realistic. Like, it's too clean right now. Like, it's too sterile. It gives you the feeling that it's just brand new or hasn't been used. So, you know, to be able to put a little bit of dirt and wear on it, I think would really just increase that realism. Okay, let's take a look at our map. How are we doing? Okay, looks like we're still heading the right way. I just don't see the runways yet. Maybe it's that flashing thing right above. Yeah, right above the dash right now. Okay. Let's head back out first. This game is still pretty buggy right now. But given the fact that these games, it seems like based off of the previous version, like it's going to be support for years and years and years to come. Hopefully it's going to get better. And also, obviously, graphics hardware is going to continue getting better. So hopefully, at some point in the near future, we're going to be able to run this just ultra at like, I don't know, 60 FPS. That would be amazing. Right now it's just struggling, like you can tell, like it takes you out of the experience, especially when we were in Manhattan. Yeah, and you can't blame it because, as you said, See it now. Where's runway? This is so embarrassing. Like, I'm so close. I'm still not able to figure out where's the runway. See the flashing lights. When you see a runway, I feel like in real life, they're not meant for planes to go sort of like both ways. Like there's one designated way that you're supposed to land and take off from. I just don't know how that works though. And still I have no idea like how I'm okay. Okay, so I feel like I'm just gonna land here. Hopefully this is the right way. Okay, so cut engine power. That, and then flaps down. Flaps down. And then... Wow, this is really slow. Okay. Does it normally go that slow? Okay. Taking this down. Okay. I'm gonna pull up last minute just to... Thank God this is a big airport with a long runway. Oh, that bounced though. Okay. That's good. Alrighty. Okay. So that's it. Thanks for taking a tour around New York City with me. Alright, we're gonna look at another city some other time. Later.